about to go Super Saiyan. Y'all see this? I'm looking huge! Woo boy, today's real life video, we're going all the way back to the OG transformation that took over the world. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to look like a Super Saiyan in real life. See, I absolutely love Dragon Ball, as you can probably tell, and Super Saiyan was the sickest thing I've ever seen in fiction, period, when I saw it as a kid. So excuse me if I ramble on a little bit. If you're new here and we haven't met, my name is King Kai, and I do videos like this all the time on the channel, as well as self-improvement and self-help content. If you're interested in that, go ahead and scroll down right now, subscribe to the channel, and see what I have to offer. By the way, this video was requested by each being due. I cannot pronounce that, but you know, hey, I hope I got it right. Hope you enjoy it, sir. Super Saiyan, the legendary transformation of the Saiyan people. The tales of its power have been passed down from generation to generation for over 1,000 years. Its power was thought of simply as that, a legend. The story, however, carried so much weight that it even prompted Frieza, the almighty galactic tyrant, to destroy the planet Vegeta as well as the Saiyan race out of paranoia of the Super Saiyan's return. This legend was proven to be true when our hero Goku managed to acquire the transformation against Frieza many years later during their fight on planet Namek. How ironic. Super Saiyan is an incredibly powerful transformation that completely shifted the tides in the fighter's strength. Goku easily overwhelmed the almighty Frieza once he changed. Super Saiyan can only be achieved if the Saiyan is strong enough to handle the form, as well as having to respond to a strong emotional reaction or a powerful need. Super Saiyan gives the user 50 times boost to their current battle power. Goku's power level was around 3 million during his fight with Frieza, so he ascended to a disgustingly high 150 million. The user's body gains a noticeable growth in muscle size, increase in speed, and stronger usage of ki, as well as heightened battle sense and much less control over their emotions as they succumb to their destructive Saiyan instincts. This transformation becomes a staple amongst our main heroes such as Goku, Trunks, Vegeta, Gohan, and Krillin. I'm kidding. Krillin doesn't go Super Saiyan, but everyone and their grandmother has Super Saiyan at this point, so why not give it to Krillin? Now we understand the transformation, its origins, and what it does. What's it going to take for you to look like an actual Super Saiyan and get ripped? The only trick here is going to be proper knowledge, application, and consistency. That is it. There is no special pill, there is no senzu bean that I can give you for you to turn into a Super Saiyan. The heroes in our show, DBZ, not Super, let me go ahead and be specific about that. The heroes in our show have gone through trials and tribulations and achieved this transformation through pure grit and determination. So you're gonna have to do the same. The same anger that Goku had when he transformed is gonna be the same anger you're gonna need when you're training in the gym. Super Saiyans gain a massive increase in muscle size, also known as muscle hypertrophy. Hypertrophy is the increase in tissue size in the body. So that means you're going to have to lift weights and lift them heavy if you're going to get the body of a Super Saiyan. Make sure that you're training around 80% of your maximum 1 rep capabilities on various exercises, as well as training in around 8 to 12 repetition range. This is the magic sweet spot for hypertrophy and muscle growth. So for all my intermediate and uplifters out there, go ahead and take your maxes and do the math. If you're capable of 100 pounds on bench press, you should be lifting around 80 pounds and going for around 8 to 12 repetitions if you're gonna see some substantial muscle growth. Now, if you are completely new to the gym, then I would go ahead and forget everything that I just said and not worry about any numbers and special percentages and all that stuff, because it can get very overwhelming and hard for you to sustain a training regimen. You probably don't even have a 1 rep max yet. So I think the best thing for you to focus on is lifting primarily compound movements. Compound movements are exercises that target multiple muscle groups at one time, so you can save a lot more time and get a lot more in return. And as well, since your body is new to training, you'll see a large increase in muscle size very quickly, because your body has to quickly adapt to its new external stress. Compound movements consist of the bench press, the barbell squat, the deadlift, the overhead press, the bent over row, push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and I I'm probably missing something, I'm not sure, but that's like the most of them that I can think of right now. Lucky for you, I created a free weight training routine that's located in the description. It's gonna have a bunch of exercises for you to lift so you have no kind of confusion when you're in that gym trying to get your gains. But one concept that's gonna remain consistent no matter if you're a new or intermediate or advanced lifter is the concept of progressive overload. Progressive overload is making sure that you are lifting more, or you're at least increasing the volume of lifting every single week so your body is making progress consistently. If you keep doing the same exact boring thing every single session, your body is going to adapt and it has no reason to improve. Every week you need to be increasing the volume, and volume can consist of either the sets that you do, the amount of repetitions that you do, or the weight that you do. Either way, something needs to be going up and you need to be challenging yourself. If you're not sweating, if you're not making any kind of grunts or any kind of effort to push your weight up, you aren't trying hard enough. Like I said before, lifting weights is going to be a huge part in attaining the Super Saiyan body, but I'd be a liar if I said that's the only thing that matters. Next thing along with training is going to be your diet, which is going to be far more important than training itself, believe it or not. We don't see Goku becoming a god from eating animal cookies and McDonald's now, do we? He eats healthy meals and healthy foods, and he eats a lot of them. When it comes to macronutrients, there are 3 macronutrients that I want you guys to be focusing on. There's plenty of micronutrients, but if you want to get a pretty good idea on what you should be eating, then these 3 are a great place to start. And these consist of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Proteins are the building blocks of muscle growth. So in order for you to actually gain muscle, you need to be consuming a good amount of proteins as well. And the amino acids that make up proteins, they make up for the lack of amino acids that your body produces naturally. So if you eat all those through nutrition, then you'll be growing exponentially. That is, unless you eat too much. You don't want to be eating too much protein because that can put a lot of stress on your livers. So make sure, it depends on your body weight, but make sure you're eating in a decent window. Carbohydrates are an essential and readily available source of energy for the body. So this is where your body's going to go if it wants to energize itself first and foremost before anything else. Going without carbohydrates or trying to cut them out completely is going to be a very bad idea if you want to gain muscle, because if you have no carbohydrates in your body, then your body's going to go into a ketonic state, which basically means it's going to use the other macronutrients instead of carbohydrates for energy. And we don't want that. We want those nutrients to build our muscle. When it comes to eating carbohydrates, you don't want to eat too many, because if you eat too much, then the excess will be stored as fat, and that is the complete opposite direction of where we're trying to go. So you should be eating a decent amount of carbohydrates. The scary thing about carbs is that there's a lot of them. They're everywhere. I'm sure you see it all over the place. Carbs taste amazing, but most of them are pretty bad for you. So like you need to separate them between complex carbs and simple carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates consist of mostly pastries, white bread, and sugar. Stay the hell away from sugar, period. Sugars that you find in all of those processed foods do not help you at all. See, not all sugars are bad, but processed sugar is bad. Your body has absolutely no use for it. Your body produces its own version of sugar by itself, called glucose, by the way. It produces its own sugar, doesn't need all the extra processed stuff. And complex carbohydrates consist of things like wheat bread, grains, and oats. And now lastly, fats. Fats are just as important. There's a common misconception amongst everybody who's not very well versed in the fitness world that fats are bad for you, and that is incorrect. It depends on the kind of fats you're consuming. So there's a difference between saturated and unsaturated fats. You want to stay away from the saturated ones. Now fats are very important because they regulate bodily hormones, they act as an insulator so they keep the body warm, they cover the organs in a nice coating of fat to protect them, and they also act as extra energy that's stored away. Now this is energy that your body's going to go after the carbohydrates have been depleted. And if there's no fats, so let's say if you have low body fat percentage, your body's going to go after proteins, and that is very, very bad. You don't want that if you want to build muscle. Now these fats consist of olive oil, nuts, and seeds. Make sure you follow these rules and stay consistent in your training, and you will become the next Super Saiyan. This is your Sensei Kenkai. If you guys enjoyed the video, I do appreciate it. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Remember, these videos are suggested by people in the comment section, so leave an idea on what you might want to see next. Click this playlist right now if you're interested in seeing the rest of my in-life videos. I will see you in the next one. Deuces.